Hello, this is Dave. Welcome to Equity Story. The markets were closed last night in the US, so nothing really happened, and it's very, 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 very quiet. And this is just general share advice and not personal advice. So, Wolfie, the closed markets, we didn't get much of a lead from Wall Street. So we're
Where's
flat.
the lead coming from? Is that what your question is?
So we're flat, aren't we? If you look at us here on the ASX 200, just hardly moved today, just flat, waiting for. So what are the futures? What are, I suppose
They were down. The futures were down in the US, and markets a little bit obviously directionless today. But what is a little bit weighing it down? Maybe some commodities sell off in Rio Tintos and BHPs. Maybe it's not as brilliant. So maybe that's where we're looking at right now. But nothing dramatic. It's almost like one of those hold it steady today. Let's wait for tomorrow. Let's see what brings. And for us, looking at our stories, what we've been talking about Monday and last week and so on, everything obviously still stands. The only thing, Dave, if I'm thinking about what I might be concerned about really is the coal. I'm just looking at the chart of the coal. It is going down. Obviously lithium as well, the same thing. So those two are still in my forefront of my thoughts. If I'm in these sort of things, I've got to be really watching them like a hawk and taking either profits or just getting out, because I think they're going to struggle as a trend.
Yeah, just having a look here. Let's bring this coal over, Wolf, so we can have a look at it. I'll put it on a weekly so we can stretch it out a little bit. So you can see it's just getting very volatile, isn't it, up there near the top?
Yep, which is understandable, right? I mean, it's just so high. We've talked about it so many times. Unsustainable at 400, 450 bucks. Because remember, the mean average is below 100, Dave. If you look at the long-term averages, it's actually 100. So that's 400% higher than it should be. So you need to see this get back. And we've only just had the start of a bit of a wobble, right? So my idea is
I agree with what you say, right? It's gone too hard, right? But where is coal the new tobacco, like they're saying? Because now, everyone is winding down coal mines all around the world. We just don't want coal, but we still need a lot of it for the next 10 years. Is that changing the supply-demand equation of coal, Wolfie? Is that why maybe it's not going to come back to 100?
Yeah, but saying that, I get what you're saying, but does it mean that it has to be at 370 bucks, even though we got a, it's like tobacco and we are dependent on it? No, it doesn't. I mean, coal has been a tobacco for the last 100 years, and it could, it could do well. And I also understand what you're saying is, are we winding down coal, which we shouldn't be because there's still demand for it? I don't know. I mean, operating coal mines are still putting out as much coal as needed. I think it's just maybe the circumstances we've been in, right? And we're still going to be dependent on coal, no doubt, for probably at least a few years. But it isn't a wind down, I think. When you see everyone doing it, and we've had that a little bit because of the Russia war, right?
Yeah, but the story's the same with oil, isn't it? Again, it's a wind down. The world, we're trying to get greener. We're trying to, and quite right. Hang on, Wolf. Quite rightly so, right? We want a healthy planet.
Yes, absolutely.
We're trying to get rid of coal. We're trying to get rid of all the oils that's destroying the planet. But there's that sort of changeover period, maybe 10 or 15 years, where you can see the ones that are around are going to have to keep up the supply till the world can shift to different type of renewable energy.
And look, and they will, and the companies like Whitehaven, New Hope, they'll probably still supply coal for the next 10, 15 years, 20 years. But it doesn't mean that there's going to be all of a sudden a supply demand deficit of some kind. I still think most coal companies will be able to fulfill whatever the need is out there. Because I think overall, generally speaking, surely we're past peak of coal usage.
Definitely. I would definitely say past peak of coal. Wouldn't 100%, but it still could be a great place to make money for the next 10 years, right?
Yes, but like I said, I mean, look, the elevated prices. Look at that. I mean, from 2021 to 2022, 500, 600% up. I mean, come on. That's not normal, Dave. That is not normal. That's got nothing to do with supply demand. That's just craziness.
Well, it a little bit supply and demand because you've got the war in Ukraine, which has caused issues, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but what I'm saying, say if it doesn't come back down to 100, say if 200, 250
yeah,
becomes the new benchmark, right?
yep. Mm-hmm.
You've looked at things like Whitehaven and they're trading on P's of 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Equally, they could trade on and giving dividends of sort of 5-6%. Equally, you could see, yes, those stocks would get sold off if coal comes down, but possibly it could be a buying opportunity on lower trend lines. That's what I'm saying.
Maybe, and that's the thing. Look, anything's possible. I just think for me, we need to come back a little bit because it's just we've just had this really ridiculous period, and the margins for some of these coal companies are just extraordinary. So normally like you say to Dave, with any charts, it always comes back to its trend. Same thing with coal. Don't get excited about coal. We've had a good run, and it's still possibly there's could be a trade or 2 or 3 or 4 in there, no doubt. But we are heading on the way down. That's why I would not be too, rosy about the whole thing. I think we've done our dash. We've had that incredible returns. We're now gradually probably on the way down.
Yeah, they're saying, yeah, listen, it's going to be interesting. But you know what we're going to do, Wolf? I think the simple thing is just play it by the charts, right?
As usual. But we've got to have that. We've got to have the overall narrative, right? And I think that my overall narrative is we are on the way down. When you see the coal, and the first thing is we need to.
So when you look at the charts, Wolf, the Whitehaven.
Yep.
If I was in that, I'd be selling it and looking to buy it back at around $8 if it got there and found some support.
Yep.
NHC. For me, I'd be holding it, right? I don't see anything wrong with the chart at all, right? But if it broke $6, maybe there's you get out. Yeah. SMR.
Yep. See, the SMR is a little bit different because SMR is metallurgical coal, which is, of course, used in steel production, right? So it's all about really iron ore price and steel prices and obviously demand. And so very, very different to the other two. And that's why you got to treat it a little bit different. And that's why this chart looks much better than the other ones.
Yeah, definitely. And we had it on Einstein's and it's starting to move up. A little bit of a resistance at 350. And what you're seeing is those candles are starting to tighten a little bit. So I'd be tempted to really have a tight stop on it, Wolf, to be honest with you. And I'll maybe try and give you something, or even take a profit and maybe buy it back if it got over that 350 level.
Agreed.
They're both, you look at the weekly, you look at the daily, it's run a bit of a pattern, hasn't it? If you look at it on the daily, bang, you've got this, you could see this again, right? Going back to that too. So yeah, okay. Just maybe take a profit or a tight stop. Interesting though, Wolf, isn't it? This whole situation with coal and oil. It's going to be a fascinating next 10 years.
It's got to be volatile. I think that's probably my key thing here. It'll be volatile. And like I said, there probably will be some spikes where people think, we're back. And there's probably going to be some downsides where people think, no, it's dead. But generally speaking, oil, coal, probably have hit their peaks, but it probably take a number of years, maybe even decades, for it to be completely phased out.
All right, Wolf. So good warning there. Good warning on these coal. Did I sort of tighten those stop losses? Don't take too many prisoners with it.
Yeah.
Now we had a few stocks that put out announcements today, Wolfie. DRE. It's sideways. It's up 1% today. You weren't
okay results, but not the results maybe that the market was looking for, right? So what they've put up for before, this is not quite up there, but still okay. So I just don't see that spiking back up to 12 cents anytime soon. So if you're in this for a trade, obviously technically, Dave, you're probably going to say it's still a hold, but for me, I'm thinking, well, there are probably some more exciting things to play with for the moment.
Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, if it's going sideways and you can buy something looking a little bit better, then sell it and buy something that's looking a little bit better. LLL, a little bit early. It's a little lithium play Wolf.
Mhm.
I know you're a bit nervous of these lithium stories at the moment.
And Congo,
And Congo. So why are we even talking about this one?
because it's the actual resource which really stands out, right? I mean, you can't deny that they've actually got a pretty good project. Unfortunately, the wrong place. So if you move this project to Australia, you're probably going to be thinking, wow, this is good. But if you look at the update today, so this is Goulamina, 142 million tons, which is up there now with some of the big boys of lithium world. At 1.38, also up there with some of the big boys, right? You've got a project that should be developed. Doesn't matter where it is.
I don't know. It worries me, Wolf. I'm just nowhere near the gorillas. Like, I mean, you just worry.
That's the problem, isn't it?
Well, you just worry, don't you? Like, I mean, what they're doing in the jungles of Africa, you know. I mean, poor old Tarzan, right? You've got to leave those lands pure, and unfortunately, I don't think they're very good at sort of taking iron ore out of an area without not destroying it at the same time.
I mean, there's always, and unfortunately, places like these don't have a very good track records and regulations, right, of what can be done, what can't be done. That's the problem with it, and there's always going to be issues along the way. But
also, plus the fact Congo, come on, there's like
but the thing is, it doesn't still. You've got a big project here, a very good project, so it's still in a way tradable if there is a trade to be made technically, right? So just on the back of that project, saying that, would I be probably doing it? No, but I'm sure there'll be people that like to take a punt, and you never know.
Yeah, very risky. Half these projects, you've got to build a railway line through the jungles, and then you've got like.
Dave, look, this is the thing, right? Okay, so today I'm sitting there doing my research in the morning, and I'm reading about Burkina Faso, which we've got a gold player in there. They talk, this is a great place, to make money. And we've got an article today saying that a group of, I don't know, I think they call them some terrorists out there, have abducted 50 girls in one of the jungles. I mean, this is just, what else?
That's it. Sorry, that's it.
This is the risk right in your face, right?
So that's it. What's in Burkina Faso? Now, which company was that?
I think that's we're talking about like West African resources.
Oh my God, this is one you like. This one you
that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing you've got to follow, that that there's going to be risk with this, right? Are they paying off these people that do not touch us, right? I don't know, but this is the risk you're taking with playing with Africa.
That's scary. So this would be what Muslims, the Muslim.
Yeah, I'd say the the ISIS type groups.
It's scary as.
Yeah, absolutely, and you don't want to see that, right? Anywhere, but it's just it happens so much over there that for me that's the huge risk. What else? I mean, what happens if they go into your company and abduct all the workers there? There goes the company. For the time being, it's probably going to collapse.
Oh, hold on a second. That's an idea. We could save a few costs. Yeah, take the women. Not a problem. Not a problem here. We'll work it out. How would HR handle that?
No, I don't know. Not very well.
Good. Okay. No, we're only joking to all the girls. Sorry, just joking. All right. Wolf.
Yep.
So are you? Is that a sell in WA?
No, it isn't. The thing is, I'm just saying, that's the risk you're playing with.
It's scary.
Something can come up left field, right? With I don't know, some incursion into your property or whatever, and that's where you got to be prepared. That your investment looks good on paper, but something could happen tomorrow that you go, oh, jeez.
Well, I know, Wolf. Well, listen, you don't have to tell me. I was born in Wolverhampton. I know the risks and dangers.
Anything overnight, right?
Of living in a dangerous place.
Exactly.
Okay, DTL. Tell us about this one. Now, we're looking at the share thinking, is it a trade? I think, listen, if by the end of the week, we'll make that call on this one.
Mm-hmm. I'm liking it. They come up with a strong result today. They're going to come up with at the top of the guidance, right? Which is excellent. So I think if you look at this now, if I'm going to have a look at this, hang on. I am going to have a quick look at its PE ratio. So give me a sec. DTL. You know, it's not cheap, 34 times, dividend yield of 4%. From fundamentally, I can see this going higher. Whether the market's prepared to pay more than 34 times for this, I don't know. But on that result, you think it's still going very, very well. With time, you could see this getting closer to $8.
Okay, see where it is by the weekend. I'm the reason I'm iffy with it. I mean, you just want to see that daily do a little bit more, right?
So, if this was trading on 12 times, I'd say back up the truck.
Right. Okay. But it's just possibly it's sort of factored in a little bit. To
Yeah, maybe maybe there's some profit takings coming in, going, okay, we're not prepared to pay 34 times.
Okay, hub.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a bad looking chart. What's your?
I think it's today's results stopped that momentum a little bit today, because the inflows have slowed down. It's not as good as previously. So they're going through a bit of a down period for the moment, hub for me. And you look at this hub, PPS, and net wealth, NWL, you know, and you probably think to yourself, I need to probably buy them at a better time. Maybe not now.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. And obviously with PPS as well, it's just struggling on the trend, isn't it? Now, good news, JB Hi-Fi dividend play.
Yep.
They do it again. They always deliver. This company. It's unbelievable.
Whenever you think, this is going down, I got to sell it. And there's a lot of people going, well, it's below trend lines. This is a dividend play. Don't worry, they'll come back with a good result.
It's absolutely
happens every time, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely superb.
And it's not expensive either. You know? So at the end of the day, you've got a protection there from a company that's really can keep on punching above its weight, because that's what it does. It keeps punching above its weight.
Great dividend play, Wolf, and I suppose sort of thing that you buy on weakness, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's exactly right. For the dividends, that's what you want to buy. You want to buy those companies for dividends when they look like they are sell.
And
strangely enough,
Wolf, MPG, you wanted to mention Manly Peaks. Tell us all about Manly Peaks.
I don't have much to tell you, and the only thing I just wanted to maybe mention it is that they've acquired a project in Canada in the rare earth. So, you know, maybe a bit early, but let's see what it is at the end of the week, David. Maybe there's something there, but maybe a little bit early today.
All right, Wolf. There's nothing that sort of we haven't had any news today that really stands out saying bang, buy me. But one stock we didn't talk about yesterday was not ORA. It was the other one. Come on.
What's the other one?
Not the one that's similar to ORA.
AMC?
No. Oh God. No, I've forgotten. Okay, because I just wanted to mention it. Yeah. Just talk about the weather, just why I remember which one.
Well, I'm going to talk to you that I can see, you know, like I said, you said there's not much happening today, which is fine. We are coming into that reporting season. So we've had already a couple of confessions, good ones actually, by the way, which is nice to see, like JB Hi-Fi, right? Updated quite well. And we've had a couple of other retailers updated quite well. So I'm liking that. And I think we're set up for an okay reporting season from what I see so far. So I'm hoping that, you know, with the end of the week and next week, we're going to start seeing more reports flowing through, and we're going to have a really busy January as per usual.
Wolf, QUB.
Yep. All right. Is that the one you're thinking about?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about it yesterday, and you really liked the price action. You liked the story. So, I'm looking at it. P of 40. I mean, the earnings fluctuate, don't they, a lot, right? Because it can change.
They do, especially in a company like Cube.
Okay. Are you? I mean, because you changed, right, from one day to the other. Do you like it yesterday? Do you still like it today, or do you think?
No, I still like it, but you know,
do you think the valuation's a bit heavy?
Yeah, it is. You know, is it a bull terror of a company? Am I buying it value-wise brilliantly? You know, is it going to be sensational growth? that's what I'm looking for as a top of my buying list, right? Is this fulfill the criteria? No, it doesn't. It's still a good company. I'm still liking it from a long-term point of view, but I'd say it's not up there for me to buy. It's probably maybe, you know, the bottom somewhere as a addition to our portfolio.
Okay.
So yeah, look, for a trade, maybe there's something there. For a fundamentalist like me,
All right, we're not going to go there. You're much more excited about it yesterday than, and you got me excited. But I think
for a trade, you know, from a long point of view, I think there's just better growth companies out there right now.
Right. Goodman just needs to do a little bit more.
Oh, I like that though.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of, you know, some of the stories here. Like Goodman just needs a little bit more. Macquarie, yeah, just a little bit more. SHL, they're not quite back yet, are they? Let's have a look at your West Farmers. Ah, there you go.
Oh yes, that looks good.
All right, we'll wait till the end of the week. That West Farmers does look good, Wolf, doesn't it?
Yeah. So look, I'm sure we'll have a couple maybe, if as long as the markets behave themselves, of course. We'll probably see some nice stories that we like, looking a bit better.
All right, and CSL looks like this by the end of the week. It's got a little
There you go. Oh, another one that possibly can.
Yeah.
It's starting to narrow, isn't it? The band's starting to narrow at CSL. So
yeah, definitely. Just some iffy charts, Wolf. A lot of charts today just want to. I just say wait till Friday, aren't they?
You're exactly. You're not quite 100% buy me, right? Out there.
No, that's true. All right. On that note, please make sure those guys. You know, we've been putting quite a few American trends on recently, and some doing very, very well. So if you're a Trader X, have a look at the American trends. And Wolfie, thank you very, very much.
Thank you, and join us tonight. Join us tonight for ATA. Very, very, very important that whoever's looking at our ideas, looking at Einstein's, you know, you got to know what you're doing. So we do give you some guidance, of course, on our ATAs. And if you've got any stocks you want to talk about, we're here for you. So join
100%. The best service in equity stories, Ask the Analyst Live. There's not a website in the country where you can ask any question you want on any stock, general share advice, and we'll give you that advice.
And David will sing you a song at the same time.
And I'll sing you a song, and Wolf will give you, he's got marital problems, he'll fix everything for you. All right. Thanks, Wolfie.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Only general marriage problems.
Yes,
not
right.
Personal.
Can't give you personal advice.
Yeah, just general advice. All right. Thanks, Wolf. See you, mate.
Get a divorce.
Bye. Bye. All right. See you, mate. Bye.
So, yeah.